Hello friends, welcome to jQuery UI tutorial. In this video, we are going to see how to handle the check change event of the checkboxes. Here, we are going to use the jQuery UI API and we are going to handle the check state change. So a new checkbox is added to the check change event check. So that's our existing code from our previous example, and here we are adding a new checkbox and we are calling that as CHK2. The previous one is CHK1. Next, as usual, we are assigning a label to this checkbox and we are calling this as subscribe feeds. We also added a placeholder div tag to show some text when the second checkbox state changes, right? So this is our second checkbox. This will have two states, right? One is normal and another one is checked. So when such a change occurs, we want to show that change in some label or some other control. So that's why here we are adding a new div tag, and this div tag will display the some message text just to see how the check change event we can handle, right? All right, now let's come to the heart. The change method will track the state change of the checkbox. So this change method is provided by the API, and using this change method we can track the state change. The state change can be from unchecked to checked or checked to unchecked. So here you can see this is our the $document ready function. We already converted CHK1 as a checkbox radio in our previous example. Here we are converting our second checkbox as a jQuery UI controlled checkbox. Next, we are handling change event on the CHK2. So we can call this as a method change, right? And here this is the handler function. So when checkbox changes in the sense from checked to unchecked or unchecked to checked, this event will fire, right? And the handler is provided here, function. We are opening it and we are closing that here. This is the change function. Change function is closed and we are opening a function here, and that function is closing here with this curly braces. You can see that. $this inside the change handler denotes the second checkbox. So of course it will handle the denote second checkbox only because our selection rule is specific to CHK1 and we are handling this change. Suppose if it is simply a checkbox, right, or input type equal to checkbox, or if you put a selection rule that selects all the checkboxes, then to know which checkbox is firing this event, we can make use of $this, right? Anyhow, inside this handler function, this $this always denotes CHK2, right? If $this we are using right inside the body. We can also use the second checkbox directly, as this is not a common handler function. We are stating that it's not a common handler function because here in the selection rule we are specifying the ID. So ID is unique, right, inside the HTML. So since we are using hash CHK2, instead of using $this, we can also use hash CHK2 here, right? Then you can make a call to is function. The is method taking the parameter column checked, right? So this tells the checkbox is checked or not. So here we are making use of the is function, right? Is column checked. So this is the way we are checking whether that specific checkbox is in checked state or not. So if it is in checked state, we will get true and we will end up here in the if portion. Otherwise, we will move to the else. Based on the Boolean return value, we update the div placeholder. So this is our div placeholder and the ID is chk state, right? And if you see $#chk state, this will select that specific div tag. Then we are calling the text function. So this text function will add some text in this between place, right? And div tag is ending, right? So here this text is representing the text that goes in between this div tag. So here we are stating that feed subscribed and no feed required, right? Based on the check state, we are changing the div content. All right, the heart here is change and then calling the is method on that change. So these two will help us in handling the check state change. So here we are handling the check state change and displaying some relevant text in the div. Now let's go to the demo. All right, we will copy this example and paste it here itself. Then this is our example 2. Here we will add a second checkbox. Right, vegetarian, subscribe, feeds. We will also have a div tag outside this form. So we have some horizontal ruler and outside that horizontal ruler we are having the div tag that is not visible right now. So here we already have the dollar document, right? So here we are handling the check state event. Since it was already explained in the slide, we can directly run this. For this very first checkbox, we are not handling anything. But for the second checkbox, we are handling the change event, right? All right, here our references are not right. jQuery UI, external, jQuery, and jQuery.js. Next, we need to refer the jQuery UI also. jQuery UI, and jQuery UI.js. Now we will run it. So in the previous example also, we made that mistake, right? That's why it doesn't see a proper conversion. Now this is how the jQuery UI refers, right? And for this second one, we are handling the feed subscribed and no feed required. We are handling the state change event, right? And you can see that. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.